This is Andrew with AJG Transport. If you're here, you are looking for some answers in regards to how to be successful in the trucking game, and I'm here to give you the best information possible in real time from people who have actually had success in this industry. Let's figure something out today, and let's make sure that you have what you need in order to get your truck rolling consistently with profitable freight. Number one, talking about some previous things we've talked about is how to make money. I want to talk a little bit about how you're going to save some money from the get-go. Regarding the insurance, of course, you got to have your physical damage and you got to have your general liability. And of course, if you're working with other trucking companies, you got to have trailer interchange. All these things start to stack up. Now you need to understand what you need, what you don't, and when you need it. Understand the difference between your general freight, hazardous commodities, and also additional commodities that could be hazardous, that could be class 9 hazardous, which you would need to get approval for. Lord forbid you're going straight into beginner trucking into hazmat, because that's going to be a different story for you. Regarding the insurance game, a couple of things that I had to avoid, and the things that I unfortunately didn't avoid, were paying too high for my insurance from the get-go. Most trucking companies have to go straight with Progressive in order to get you your insurance. I know a lot of guys start to find other companies, other markets inside of Nebraska, other markets inside all throughout the United States, depending on the size and then depending on the age of your company. Now, assume that you're going to be paying your dues initially. How fast is it going to take for you to get off of that? If you have one good safe year, what I've seen and when I talk to my current providers, is that you're able to have a track record, and then they can work with you a little bit more depending on the size and what you're doing. The radius that you have is another big one. So of course, whenever you're looking at your overall mileage on your IFTA, your International Fuel Tax Agreement, you should make sure that you're keeping this in mind regarding how to minimize your total air mile radius that you need coverage. If you need coverage on the 48 states, then this is something that wouldn't be able to affect you. However, do not be a day cab company who is getting 48 states coverage. The insurance, it can make or break you because it's one of the biggest costs that you have. Find 2 different brokers. There's a lot of them. There's guys who have been in the game for 10 years. They want to sell you, and you have to know the difference between those 2 types of people. Because there's guys who are willing to truly help you and who technically don't need your business. However, they would like to do business with you. And there's also people who need your business. And you can tell that these guys are the ones that are trying to take you to the rodeo. They're trying to take you to different places, when in all reality, you need somebody who knows his stuff and people who can provide your certificates of insurance, your COIs, as fast as possible. That's just some details allotted inside of the insurance industry, and some strategies that we would have whenever you're starting to pick who you're going to work with. I always like to pin 2 against each other, no matter where I'm at. Doesn't matter who is my favorite best friend in the insurance industry. The bottom line is everybody has to be competitive, no matter what, because it is an unregulated industry and everybody's out to get trucking company because everybody needs those premiums. Another big piece is going to be on the fuel side. So when it comes to fuel, it's going to be your second or first, or it's going to be most likely your first biggest expense when it comes to if your trucks are running 24,000 miles on a team, or if your trucks are running half of that as a solo. No matter what, you're going to need the best freight rates, and so it's best to figure out who you can partner up with, which fleets you can partner up with for their fuel card in order to get the best discounted rates. What a lot of guys do is they get around 50 to 52 cents, or maybe even 60 cents off of whatever the sticker price is of that fuel station. Partner up with those bigger fleets, because then they're going to allow you to get access to deeper discounts. And never stop asking whoever you're talking to in regards to for the fuel. It's just like a stock. It's going to go up and down every single week, and so you're going to have to figure out whether or not you're getting the best price, or whether or not it's changing at all. If it's not changing at all, then you know that it's not being market manipulated. And so if it isn't, then that's something that you should probably think about. Because say, for example, the world doubles in oil, or US doubles in oil all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden our oil reserves are up and our fuel is down, but your fuel price isn't going anywhere. That's something to be worried about, and some companies do that. And so you got to make sure that you're aware. I like to partner with EFS or WEX. That's what everybody usually does. However, you would have to partner up inside, with a fleet, because of course, if you have 1 or 2 trucks, they're gonna brush you off. You got to have someone who is aware of this and someone who shoots you straight. And of course, you got to talk to other trucking business owners so we can all group up and have more conversations in regards to who uses specific people. Because I've only talked to 10, 15 different people. I'm sure that there's hundreds of different contacts in regards to Love, TA, Fuelman, EFS, you name it, and they can have some other great tips. Number 3, in regards to saving money, you don't want to put your truck in an area where it can get vandalized, and you don't want to put your truck in an area where you could possibly have theft. You also don't want to pay an arm and a leg for truck parking in an area where you'll have to lease that parking, right? You're going to have the cream of the crop gated areas, security level areas, and that's for your loaded trailers. You can budget for that, great. And I did at the very beginning until it got too expensive, and then I bought my own property. Most of you guys, if you're starting at the very beginning, you only have 1 or 2 trucks, ask around, see where other guys are parking. I guarantee you there are areas where you can have free parking, or you can have a monthly bill for somebody who has some extra land. Ask around. That's something that I always state to guys in the trucking industry in regards to semi-rural areas that are next to highways, because a lot of guys who have 6-7 acres, they'll park 6 or 7 of their trucks there. Or we do have in San Antonio a couple guys who are just big farms. They'll let trucking companies park there if you allow them to get a cut in regards to a monthly fee, but it's not technically truck parking. There's a lot of different scenarios and communities that you can tap, and the biggest thing that comes with this is always asking. You know, you're always figuring out, how can I save additional money? Don't just go based off of what you're hearing on LinkedIn or what you're hearing on Google, because I guarantee you you're gonna lose money that way, because these guys charge a premium for this type of stuff that should be free. Those are some top 3 tips just off the cuff, saving money in the trucking industry. And hopefully you guys can utilize this and leverage it well.